little pig, let me in.
They said this is Trump showing up to the Department of Education after the Supreme Court ruling. Team Think, you ever seen a moment in history so raw, so perfect, you just know the tide just turned? Well, this is that moment. Trump just got the green light to dismantle the Department of Education, and the left is screaming like the whole system just collapsed. He said, little pig, let me. Now, this is more than a meme. This is more of a metaphor for exactly what's happening right now. Now, let's go ahead and break down these Democrat lies. This is an old clip, but once the news was announced today, this was the first thing I thought of. You supposed to play right now? Come on.
The Department of Education is going to have horrific implications. So I actually think this is going to be super beneficial for us. But what are your concerns? Kids are going to lose access to their breakfast and lunch programs. Yeah, that's huge. The kids have to eat. But thankfully, that's already funded by the Department of Agriculture. Okay, but what about the special needs children? What about the children who need IEPs and special education services? What about them? Super important, and I fully agree with you that we need to protect these children. However, all of that is being moved to the Department of Health and Human Services, so none of that is going away. Okay, whatever, but what about the grants and scholarships? What about the Pell Grants? Where are those going to come from? Yeah, absolutely. I was on a Pell Grant myself, and I understand the importance of having these grants and scholarships available, but thankfully, all of that is being transferred to the Department of Treasury. Whatever, okay? We need more funding, not less. More money is it's not always the answer. Interestingly enough, adjusted for inflation even, the Department of Education's budget has grown from $14 billion to $80 billion in recent years, while student outcomes have actually gotten worse. Not just that, but nationwide, less than 32% of our children are proficient in reading, and less than 31% are proficient in math. The system is failing our children. It's time for it to go.
Yep. What about school lunches? Funded by the Department of Agriculture. Special needs handled by Health and Human Services. Come on. And here's the math that they hate. $14 billion to $80 billion in DOE and Department of Education funding. And our kids, the data shows that there were no rise in improvements intellectually. Less than 32% can read. Less than 31% can do math. That wasn't education. That was inflation-funded indoctrination. And just when Democrats thought they could stall Trump's plan, SCOTUS stepped in and made it official. Oh, what's going on with all my transitions today?
This is a real victory, I think, for the future of American education. And I was so pleased with the Supreme Court's ruling today, and it just really reemphasized the fact that the president, clearly, of the United States is the head of the executive branch, and he's the one that has the ultimate authority over staffing levels, administrative organization, et cetera, and through his appointees, which are the secretaries that head these agencies, he expects those orders to be carried out. And so I'm just incredibly pleased that the authority was reinstated where it should be, which is back with the president and with me in this particular instance as Secretary of Education. This lifts the handcuffs off of what we've been trying to do, which really is to get education back to the states where the president believes it does belong. The best education is that closest to the student.
So SCOTUS, the Supreme Court drops the hammer. That means 1,400 bureaucrats gone. And for the first time in 45 years, the federal chokehold on our kids is breaking. But of course, the left, they not taking it well. At all.
Trump just got the green light to start dismantling the Department of Education. The Supreme Court let this happen, and no, this is not legal. SCOTUS lifted an injunction today that was basically blocking Trump from dismantling the education department. That means now he can lay off nearly 1,400 workers, dismantle core programs, and shift responsibilities like student loans or special education. But let's be clear, because abolishing a federal department you need an act of Congress in order to do that. And Trump is trying to do this through executive power alone, something the law does not allow. This isn't just dangerous, it is unconstitutional. 3 justices on the court tried to stop this, mind you. They not only disagreed with this decision, but they even stated that doing this opens up the door for Trump to go in and do things illegally. And because he has the green light, he can strip down the Department of Education before the courts can legally say, hey, you're not allowed to do this. But this is how it happens. Rights don't disappear overnight. They chip away at them while we are busy. And I'm not saying this is all over because it's not. But as someone that has a special needs kids, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what I'm walking into in the fall, and that is fucking scary.
Of course, we have empathy. In no way, shape, or form are we mocking anything in relation to her situation with her family. But, you know, she said, this isn't legal. Oh, really? Because the Supreme Court just said it is. That's the part they can't stomach. When they lose, the system is corrupt. But when they weaponize the DOJ, FBI, IRS, and every other 3-letter agency, suddenly it's democracy. Nah. This time the Constitution was on our side. And once the ruling hit, the rest of that meltdown rolled in like clockwork.
Department of Education? Really? Yes, the Supreme Court just ruled that the Department of Education can continue to be dismantled by Trump. I have such a thing with the Department of Education. Like, it's so important, and people don't realize how much it's going to affect public schools in this country. Over 1,000 people are losing their jobs, okay, for one thing, and it's the checks and balances that's being taken away. You know how you keep people voting for you? You keep them stupid. Because education, the most educated people are Democrats for a reason. Y'all are nuts. Department of Education, really?
The most educated people are Democrats, really. That's pretty funny. I want you to hit me very clearly when I say this. That's real. That's hilarious. That's a big joke right there because they already run the schools, yet literacy is collapsing. It's almost like they want you smart enough to pay your taxes, but too dumb to ask where it's going. That's not education. That's control. I keep telling y'all about control. I'm going to do it every video. I'm going to point it out. And now that grip is slipping. Oh, let's watch it. Let's just watch how much it's slipping.
Good morning. It's Monday. I have a question for those that have voted for this administration. Did you vote for the Department of Education to be taken out?
What's up with the loading bar?
Dismantled. Did you vote for that? I'm just curious. I'm sure you wanted them to change things, but dismantling a department that helps your children and helps a lot of people. Putting it with the states is not the answer, especially if the states don't have income taxes and if they're going to start taking those away too. Like, our children will hurt for this. They want to take away abortion. If you have a baby, you got to take care of it. They don't help you there. Then you take away education support. I'm curious. What's your mastermind thought plan? And I wonder, if it's good as his, then, whatever. Have a great day.
Did you vote to dismantle
Good morning. It's
the
Monday.
Department of Education, she asks. Yes. Yes, we voted for results over resumes. Yeah, we did. Freedom over federal failure. The truth is, liberals don't hate the plan. They hate that they're not in control of it. We all know that to be true, right?
Emotions. Well, first one is disappointment. I'm a lawyer by trade and live for Supreme Court decisions, at least to have reasoning. So, to have the 6 justices just allow this to happen without even explaining their decision is extremely disappointing. Then I go into anger. anger since the beginning of this administration by the misrepresentation about what we actually do. There's so many statements about returning education to the states. But Wolf, I was a teacher. Education curriculum, teacher quality testing has always been with the states. What our department does and did was fund school districts, fund colleges, fund schools, and fund American citizens who are pursuing their education. And it is extremely anger-inducing that this misrepresentation of what we do and how important our work is perpetuating and is not being corrected even by the highest court of our land. And then, then I go to sadness. I'm a recipient or product of Title I schools. I'm a recipient of Pell Grants. And I think about there will not be future me's. People who are coming from working class families who want a different way of life, who want to improve their life choices through education. This administration is making it harder. We're already seeing that because they have dismantled or laid our people off. School districts, Title I schools are not getting the grants that they need. Colleges are not getting the medical research that many people depend on. College students are not getting financial aid at all because our people are out of work. And the students that are at schools currently are not receiving the protections of the Office for Civil Rights to make sure that our tax dollars, that schools that receive our tax dollars are doing right by them. And so that makes me incredibly sad, and incredibly sad that that our highest court is allowing this to happen.
Do you know, Sharia, how you and your colleagues were actually selected for termination?
Nah. My bad, y'all. I'm sure I didn't miss much. I had to go run in, make sure my food that I'm cooking in the oven is still looking good. Just looking good, you know what I mean? So, it's cooking just like these liberals are right now. Nah, but I watched this. When she said there won't be a future me, ma'am. Your entire job was middle managing student debt, grants, and woke guidelines. The future we want is a parent who actually has control of their child's education. This wasn't personal. It was overdue.
Depending on us to win all the things. NEA, we have to win all the things. All the things. All the things. Our colleagues are depending on us to win all the things. Keep going, NEA. To preserve our democracy, we must win all the things. Delegates, we won't go back. We will keep going forward because we are the NEA. We are the NEA. We are the NEA. Depending on us to win all the things. NEA, we have to win all the things.
This is what Trump is doing. Winning all the things. These are the leaders who run the system for decades, screaming like activists, man, not educators at all. No wonder why we got so many of our kids failing. That was never the priority. Here's the proof.
We're gay, but we're in Barnes & Nobles, and there's a kids book section, a gay kids book section, and this shit is crazy. Look at this. Okay, there's the gay BCs, right? Bye-bye binary. Bye-bye binary with a mohawk on a baby. Gay BCs, you're not ready. Can you hold this? Okay. What? A is for arrow and ace. B is for bi. This is crazy. We're gay, but this is crazy. What? For a baby? Okay, E is for equality. We'll take that. F is for family. Okay, we're getting better. Okay, why did it start so crazy? Just for hope. It got better. I is for intersex. It's pushing it. For a baby, this is pushing it.
J is for joy.
J is for joy. We'll take Tio and Tio. That looks nice. Forgot this one. K is for Kiki. Oh, wait, I guess there's no gay word for M.
Mountain. Wow. KBCs, Mohawk babies, Bob binary. This is what Barnes & Noble is pushing on the kids' book. This is what the left calls progress. This is, I mean, you shut down the Department of Education and suddenly they panic because they know that pipeline to push this content just got cut off. Makes sense. Let me say this plain. This isn't about layoffs. This is more about leverage. This is about parents reclaiming power. The Department of Education wasn't just failing, it was malfunctioning. And also manufacturing dependency. And Trump just unplugged that machine. Team think it's your move. Comment below. Is this the victory that we, how do I say this? The first domino. There we go. I wanted to make sure I said it right. I didn't want to say, is this the victory that we had? Of course, but, or is it just the beginning of something even bigger? You let me know. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.